Put them in the feeling or kinesthetic system instead of this intellectual data, so they've got something to focus on.
Hey everybody, in this video we want to talk about hypnosis and analytical overthinkers. In fact, this comes from one of our students, Jennifer, who raised the question in our discussion forum.
Right.
How do you work with someone who is really analytical and just tends to frickin' overthink everything, Mike?
I hear you, and I'm going to give you some great solutions here. Overthinking is a very common thing for the hyper-analytical subject. And this is one of the difficulties when you use that horrible progressive muscle relaxation induction for everything. When you use this with a super analytical person, they'll be questioning everything you're saying to them internally.
Here, we'll do a little role play. Okay, so I am
you're the super analytical guy.
Super analytical, and Mike's gonna progress.
You're starting to get tired.
No, I'm not.
Your eyes are starting to get very, very tired and burning.
No, they're not.
You're getting sleepy. Your face is just starting to relax.
Yeah, maybe.
It's okay.
Yeah.
What happens is you're giving them the option of being in a meta position and evaluating everything you're saying instead of just going into trance. So how do we get around this? Hyper-analytical people, there's a lot of different things you can do. First of all, take them out of that system. Put them in the feeling or kinesthetic system instead of this intellectual data, so they've got something to focus on. That's why we use our
something like kinesthetic
ambiguity induction, whatever, or breathing with the hand.
Let's give a moment on this. So with kinesthetic ambiguity, we're setting up catalepsy in a very specific way. It only takes a few seconds so that we can drive the person into this kinesthetic analyzing how their hand feels situation.
Or just continuously noticing it. It surprises them because the kinesthetic ambiguity induction or handshake interrupted, a lot of these different ones will cause catalepsy, a floating limb, without you suggesting it. And so when the hyper-analytical person suddenly notices their limb is floating in the air, it gives them an experience and the doors to trance begin to open very quickly. So that's one way of going about it.
Absolutely. Quick commercial break. The best way to learn this stuff is to join the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. You can start with a free trial. You will find a link in the description, or just visit MikeMandelHypnosis.com.
That's
All
right.
Continue on.
Now, the second thing we're going to offer you here is using confusion. Milton Erickson used confusion in many, if not all, of his inductions. Find ways to confuse them using hypnotic language. And you're saying things like, and as you have the recognition of the transformation that is occurring beneath all that your brain attempts to study, and bring to the foreground the things that are changing, even now you can drift even faster.
We call that
trance.
A never-ending sentence. And it is I would say this is the foundational principle of Ericksonian language.
At least how we teach it.
How to draw on your own use of artfully vague language and string words together with linkages and using nominalizations and unspecified verbs. By the way, I'll put a link in the description, or Ross will put it there, or whatever.
I thought you might.
We're going to put a link for our free course called Novice. It's a conversational hypnosis course about 45 minutes long.
Free.
Teaches you how to do never-ending sentences. Also teaches you yes sets, no sets, compliance sets that will work
ton of stuff
right before any induction that you're doing. So, okay,
so we have
overthinkers.
now. So we're moving away from relaxation into catalepsy, moving them into a kinesthetic system. We have the ability to use confusing language that the brain is attempting to follow.
Gives them something to analyze, right? We are in control now of what they're analyzing.
And my mentor, Derek Balmer, used to say, give hyper-analytical people something to analyze. Give them too much to analyze. We had a woman in the class who was extremely analytical of everything. Everything he'd say, she'd be questioning constantly. Here's how Derek got her in a trance. He said, put your head back. She did. He said, close your eyes. So he's taking away her horizon. So right away her balance is off. He has two people there with her. They start rotating her like this. And he said, with your eyes shut, as you rotate, I want you to count backwards out loud from 400 by threes, and every number, see it in a different color or a different shade.
Oh my goodness, talk about overload,
397, right? And he said, and if at any time it becomes too much, just collapse into trance and they'll catch you. 15 seconds in, she goes, in a deep trance right away. So it's overload using the over-analysis against itself.
So there you go. Symptom prescription in a way. The person you know wants to analyze, you're giving them stuff to analyze. So hope you enjoyed this video.
I did.
The best way to get to the next level with your hypnosis skills, no matter whether you're a total beginner and this is the first video you've ever watched and thought, this is cool stuff, or if you're already a skilled hypnotist, join the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. Click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Ring that bell, which is for notifications, I think, whatever the kids are calling it these days. And we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks again, and good night.